Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I have not done a YouTube live in a while, and you know how technology likes to quickly change everything. So none of the buttons were where I remembered them, but I believe that I'm live. Yes, I see myself on the computer, so yes, we are. So I will try to keep a watch to see if anyone has questions. I'm always happy to take live questions if you have any. If you are watching the feed later, feel free to leave questions in the comments. I'm always happy to answer them, and I try to keep a watch on those as well. So first off, happy August. It's August 1st, and August is my birthday month. I'm a Leo. Hi to all the Leos out there. But it is also the annual membership drive for my online manifesting community. And I know that I talked about it in a podcast recently, but I haven't done a YouTube live, I think, since the end of the year when we were getting ready for 2025. So now we're more than halfway through. Where are you as far as manifesting your dreams, right? That you were getting ready to envision and visualize. How close are you? Have you given up? Are you losing hope? That's what today is all about. So first off, I made the title be why has your manifesting stalled, and why isn't it working, and what can you do? I can tell you from my own experience, it's so annoying when you feel like you have done everything and yet your dream hasn't appeared yet. And it is not because you're broken, and it isn't because the universe is broken either. I always try to remind myself that everything is unfolding for your highest good, and that includes at the perfect moment. I can tell you, looking back, there are so many times that I was impatiently wanting a publishing contract or a new house or whatever, and always when I look back, I'm like, shoo, I'm so glad it didn't happen, even though I was so impatient for it. The way it unfolded actually was so much better than what I had planned. So anyway, I understand, I've been there, and what I wanted to talk about is, first off, what are the 3 top reasons usually that your manifesting has stalled? So if you missed my 30-day series at the end of the year, it's up on my YouTube channel. It's on a playlist, and you can certainly go through it anytime to help you really get clarity on what the big dream is that you are working on. That's always the first step, because one of the reasons that your manifesting may have stalled, or your dreams don't seem to be getting any closer, is a lot of times because you don't have the clarity about what it is that you want. For instance, lots of people say, oh, I want to be rich, or oh, I want to have plenty of money. Well, that's not really clarity, because we don't know exactly what that means to you. And the universe doesn't either. And because we have free will, we are co-creating. The universe is not going to shovel a certain amount of money at you without knowing what it is that you want. Here's another example. What if you decided that you wanted to be wealthy, but in your head, that meant that all your bills were paid? It didn't mean that you suddenly couldn't have a bank account because you have so much money. I mean, if you suddenly had $5 million drop in your lap, yes, that would be like super exciting. However, it would change your life in so many ways, right? That is more money than you want to stick in a bank account. It can't be insured for that much. And then you'd have to go find money people, and you have to make investments. And it would be a different situation for your life than maybe what you were actually trying to manifest. So get clarity about what that is for you. What does that abundance look like for you? Or if it's a house, Does it have 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms? Is it a townhouse or a condo, or is it a single family home? Do you have land? Do you have, HOA? All of those things need to be part of your clarity when you're manifesting. So if you have stalled, a lot of times it's because you're sort of like, I don't know what I want, right? And then you get that kind of manifesting as well, because the universe doesn't know what you want either. And since we are the creator, we decide what we want and why we want it. If we're not really clear on the what, it can make everything slow down and grind to a halt. And it's not because you're bad or the universe is bad. It's just there's not enough clarity about what it is we're trying to manifest. So that's the first one. Another thing that slows people down is a lack of support. So I talked about this on my podcast the other day. I'm sorry, that's bugging me. Okay. I have a fan going and it's making my background go, woo, okay. Anyway, so if you don't have support at home, with your family, whatever, that can really slow down the manifesting, because you try to do it in secret. And when you try to do it in secret, a lot of times when a challenge comes up, we give up, right? We decide, oh, they were right, I shouldn't have even tried. And we don't want that. We do want this transformation, but know that for some people, it makes them very uncomfortable that you're transforming, and they don't want you to change. And it's not that they don't want good things for you, it's just scary to them, right? So keep in mind that if you don't have that support, the manifesting community is online 24 hours a day. You can come post or watch a video, or we do lives, usually at least twice a week, oftentimes more. Like next week is the Lionsgate portal, so it's a great time to join the community, because the Lionsgate portal is all this amazing fiery, they call it the manifesting new year, because there's so much fiery energy to do things and to change and to take risks. So it's the perfect time to join us. And right now, the community, because we're in the membership drive, you can join for a whole year for $100. That is like, I think it's less than $2 a week, and you can have support. We are there are women in this group who are changing their lives, who have all had the same obstacles you're facing, so that you don't have to do it alone. So give that some thought. And then the third thing that can slow people down and stall your manifesting is being inconsistent. So what do I mean by that? Well, when we are manifesting, we decide what we want and why we want it. The universe decides how it will show up and when, right? That's how miracles can happen, because it can be even bigger than what you were asking for. However, if you are inconsistent about taking aligned baby steps toward that goal, what can happen? The universe is matching our energy. So aligned baby steps are just small steps here, but they're a tidal wave of energy to the universe. So what do I mean by a baby step? I'm going to use the example of, let's say you want to buy a house in a new neighborhood. And so you want to think about it, right? You want to imagine what it's like to live there. So an aligned baby step might be drive by that neighborhood this weekend and figure out, which one's going to be your grocery store. Why don't you go in and buy a loaf of bread? It doesn't take a lot of money to take these aligned baby steps. But in doing that, you are showing the universe that, yes, this is it. This is what I want. And what will then, the trick is to be patient until it all unfolds, because there's a lot of free wills involved, especially in a house in a certain neighborhood. It takes a while. So don't lose hope and don't give up. Keep taking those aligned baby steps. Figure out which would be your library. Where are you going to shop? Where is the closest Petco if you have pets? Figure out all of those things, like you're planning to move. right? When you do things like that, it gets your vibration so up because you're so excited about living there. Now you can, you can see what restaurants are near and all that kind of stuff, and you can envision yourself living there. And that, my friends, is powerful. That makes manifestation happen so much faster. And when you commit to yourself and invest in yourself, that helps to keep you consistent, right? We have some people in the manifesting group who show up to every masterclass, and we do it once a month live on Zoom, and they show up every month because they are being consistent. And so anyway, it's a great way for you to tackle that. So keep in mind that part of that consistency is also consistently growing your trust in your connection with the universe. That's the metaphysical part of manifesting, right? You have to know that you're not alone, that the universe has your back. And that is why sometimes those self-paced courses don't work out, because if you don't have the support at home, then it's harder to make the time to do it. And then you're inconsistent, so you don't show up to finish the work. Trust me, I get it. I have bought a million courses that I never finish because they're self-paced. So having a community where you can know that on Tuesdays and Thursdays we have a live at 9 p.m., that on this particular Saturday we're going to have a 1-hour masterclass. Those are live events that you can do from your home and show up and ask questions and be, curious and grow. And those kind of things you'll actually do. So that's my pitch for joining our community. You are worth the teeny tiny investment of money. Money is just energy. But then you have all of this investment of time and knowledge and community, right? So that you're not doing it alone. So please consider joining us. I'll put a link down below. And anytime from August 1st to August 31st, you can join us. But I'm telling you, next week is Lionsgate Portal, so join soon so that you can be a part of that live. We've done it the past 2 years, and it's amazing to see how many people manifested what they wrote down at Lionsgate last year. Anyway, it's really exciting, so come join us. So I'll put that link down below, and let's see. That's all my notes that I have, but I'm trying to see. Hey, everybody, I see there's people there. Let me see if on my computer I can maybe see if you guys have questions. No, I can't. Okay, well, maybe I can see on my phone. I'm so sorry, you guys. I am such a techno weenie. Let me see. Where are the comments? I don't know, I can't see them. If you're asking questions, which I hope you are, leave them in the comments, and I promise I'll go through after the live and answer them. I'm so sorry that I can't figure out how to see the comments. Dang it. Okay, well, yeah, I can't see the comments. So thank you so much for watching live. Leave your comments, your questions in the comments, and I will get them answered for you. But bottom line, I hope you'll consider joining the online manifesting community this month. It is a powerful, inspiring community of women who are changing their lives. Let me tell you a few of the things we've manifested just so far this year. Hey, Barbie, hey, you popped up. Okay, so apparently if you comment, it pops up on my screen. I'm sorry. Now I know. But anyway, great to see you, Barbie. Anyway, here are some things that we have manifested just since January. 2 different people have gone to Italy. One went to Madagascar. One has been on her first HBO episode of, dang it, it's a true crime show. anyway, another one has manifested a whole extra income stream. We have manifested, gosh, at least 4 books have been written so far, 4 or 5 in our group. And the list goes on, and you can be part of that. We would love to have you. Oh, and 1 person bought a house. So anyway, oh, and 1 went to Japan. Okay, I should have written these down. But anyway, come be a part of the fun, the camaraderie, and the growth. So much growth and transformation. And there is still plenty of time. We still have 4 months left of 2025. There is still time to get those dreams that you started plotting in December of last year. There is still time to make that happen. Don't give up. Even if you don't join the community, please don't give up on your dreams. That is the only way that they won't happen. Sometimes they take much longer than what we had hoped, but as long as you keep putting energy toward that dream, taking those little baby steps in alignment with what you want, I promise it'll happen. Usually it's so funny when people talk about, that I gave up. They have no idea how close they were. Dang it. So don't give up. Keep going. You guys are doing great. 2025, we still have plenty of time left to make it your best year yet. So I'm sending you all good vibes. Thanks so much for being here live. Barbie, thanks for commenting so I could see that they pop up on the screen. Does anybody else have a question before I leave the live? I guess it'll pop up on my phone screen. So if anyone has a question, this is your last chance. Otherwise, hopefully I will see you soon in the community. Like I said, next week is the Lionsgate portal. It's also the full moon, and we always do a moonlight meditation. Those are really popular in the group, and they're really short because I am not a long meditator. But 15 minutes for you to really bring in all of that full moon energy. And full moons are always about completion and release, and so anyway, they're very powerful meditations. So we're doing that on Saturday. And coming up later in August, we are doing a masterclass on your sacral chakra, which is your creative chakra. It's where all your creative ideas are born. And we're going to talk about how to fire that particular power center up. And so that's going to be a fun class later this month. And I always post full moon and new moon tarot readings every month. And we do Tarot Tuesday and Thursday Let's Chats, where I just show up and we talk about a certain topic and ask questions. It's a great night. So support yourself. I hope I'll see you there. And I don't see any questions, so I'm going to go ahead and go. But thank you guys so much for being with me tonight and helping me through this YouTube live that I forgot how to do. Thank you. You guys are the best, and I will see you later. Bye. Maybe if I figure out how to make it stop.